Welcome to Shambhu Sessions, a podcast of inspiring conversations with musicians, artists, and visionaries of our time. I'm your host, Shambhu, guitarist and composer. Please follow, like, and share this podcast wherever you listen. Today, I am honored to welcome Diane Arkenstone, a luminous and deeply soulful voice in the world of new age, ambient, and world music. For over 30 years, her recordings have flourished within the ambient health and wellness circles, and she's gained worldwide acclaim. She founded her own label, Neo Pacifica Recordings, in the late 1990s. Her vast musical output bridges genres, ranging from Celtic to Native American, ambient to cinematic, but always with a core intention of healing and inner connection. Diane's also the author of 7 books for children and young adults, several of which have ranked #1 on Amazon. She recently produced and narrated an award-winning animation for her latest book, The Robe of Rainbow Feathers, which is being shown in film festivals around the world. A holiday-themed single with David Arkenstone's Starlight on Fallen Snow was released earlier this month, and her latest single is Ocean Serenade from the upcoming pop album Hotel Del Mar, with 2 more albums being released in 2026 and more in the works. Diane's music is deeply intuitive and emotionally rich. Her music uplifts, soothes, and awakens hearts around the world. I'm so honored to welcome a friend, a true pioneer, a storyteller, and a visionary, the remarkable Diane Arkenstone.
Hi, Shambhu. Hi, everybody. I am so happy to be here. Really excited about this. So much to share. And it's great to catch up with you too, my friend.
We met in 2010 when I was recording my first album, Sacred Love, and I think we met at my birthday that year. And over the years, you've been incredibly supportive of my music, sending me beautiful notes with most of my new releases. So your encouragement means the world to me, and I really thank you for that.
Oh my gosh. Likewise, you have been encouraging and so kind about everything that I've released as well. So thank you.
So let's get into it. I'm going to cover first the origins of your music and your personal journey. How old were you when you started studying music, and what kind of music did you listen to growing up?
I was actually about 3 years old when I wrote my first song. And I started around 5 years old on piano. And then about 7 years old, I started guitar. And then that's what I fell in love with, was guitar. And then, of course, I love playing native flutes, kalimba, and dulcimer, and lots of interesting instruments from around the world, but mostly guitar and piano.
And I read that you said that guitar helped you feel healing vibrations through your chest. Tell me about
Yes,
that.
I have had quite a few dozen surgeries, heart, lungs, kidneys. Don't know why, just something, the way I was born. And I wanted to be a runner, an Olympic runner. That was a thing. And so I trained to be a runner, but I couldn't keep up. My chest would hurt. It didn't, I just was out of breath. And then I started to pass out. My heart didn't know I had a complete atrial ventricular block.
Wow.
And so I've had 6 pacemakers so far. But during that time, holding the instrument against my body, the vibration of that music was incredibly healing after all those surgeries. And that's how I got into the healing music, was to heal myself. And actually, it has worked, because 3 years ago, the doctors disconnected the pacemaker. And even though it's still in me, it's switched off. And this is the first time, because I was 100% pacemaker. First time the heart's been beating on its own, which was incredible. The day I went in, when they turned it off, because it had been doing pretty well for 2 years, the pacemaker showed it hadn't been used. And the technician wouldn't do it, wouldn't turn it off, had to call into the doctors and say, we're not going to turn this pacemaker off. We see that she's been 100% pacemaker most of her life. And the doctor said, do it. They turned it off. And I smiled, and they stood up and applauded because I didn't die. And it was really incredible. And I remember walking out of the hospital just a flood of tears that the music really healed my heart. Absolutely, as I live and breathe, it healed my heart.
So when did you start writing and creating music?
3 years old,
Wow,
absolutely. I
amazing.
was singing songs and creating songs, and I loved it, but I still wanted to be an athlete.
Hmm.
Still wanted to do that. But I rode horses, and I remember 3, 4, 5 years old, I'd be riding the horse and singing all these songs, just singing and singing and singing and making up songs and things like that.
So in the beginning, was music the way that you tried to heal yourself, or did you
Yes.
think that music would become a healing tool for others?
No, it felt good. And I would sing, I would hum the vibration inside, which I have since learned that's the vagus nerve. And that is the biggest nerve, and it touches everything, your heart, your lungs, everything. And so, unbeknownst to me at the time, when I would sing or hum, and for anybody, that sets up a vibration of healing in your body. It just resets your nervous system and helps heal. It took a while, but it's very healing, singing and strengthening the lungs and everything.
Love that. Outside of music, you spent years working in archaeology alongside Native American, Navajo, and Ute
Yes.
communities. How has that work influenced your connection and expression as an artist? Because you've got albums like Spirit of the Canyon, The Sacred Land, The Spirit of Mesa Verde, Ancient Visions, Ancient Voices, Sacred Nation, and others.
It was a
Um,
lot.
Tell me
And
about that.
did tours around the national parks and played this music with a band for a long time. It was awesome. But I moved out to the Southwest, right between the Navajo and the Ute Nation, off a dusty dirt road in this little house, and wrote quite a few albums there in that house and played the flute and so on, and went to a lot of healing ceremonies. And when we did archaeology, we had the Native Americans with us. And we work mostly with the Navajo. And if there was a body that had, of course, been there for maybe 500 to 2,000 years in the Southwest area, everything would stop, and we'd call in Native Americans, we'd call in the Navajo because they're the descendants. And there would be a ceremony, and these ceremonies could last for several days. Everything would be charted by the archaeologists, and then the body would be reburied right at its place or where the Navajo felt it was correct. And then a burial ceremony, which could also take 3 days.
Wow.
So
I was going to say, you're just such a prolific creator of music. When you are writing music, do you have any rituals or practices that you use to open up your creative flow, like
oh,
meditation or being with nature or candles or chants?
no, I do not have any kind of writer's block or a problem. I just touch an instrument and oh my God, there's a symphony or there's a song or there's the album. And I have to turn it off because the music wakes me up. It's everywhere, it's constant.
Now, are you tapping into kind of a higher spiritual resonance, do you feel, like a sacred energy?
Maybe so. It's very important to meditate. I certainly do that. And I don't think of the music when I meditate. I just connect with the higher power, certainly.
I understand that. My approach to creating is to be in shape as a guitar player and then to just play and record everything, and then songs just flow out.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
I listen to them back, and the ones that touch me, I work on.
Right. It's a flow. It's just being in touch with the energies of the earth. I would say that nature for me is my muse or biggest influence. And if you think about composers from the past, they also mimicked sounds of nature. For instance, Beethoven's da 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 da. Well, there's a bird. They call it the Beethoven bird because it sings da 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 da. It's little tweet 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 like that. I know he got it from that birdie. There's no question. But
Yeah.
nature is a big influence if you listen to the sounds and the rhythm, and you can pick up the rhythm of the earth.
When I was first starting out, I was going to Maui every year and just reflecting for a week or two for over 16 years. But I remember trying to understand rhythm. And I looked out right on the ocean and I saw the waves breaking and I said, boy, this is random, but it feels perfect. Maybe I don't have to work within set 4-4-3-4, whatever. I can just flow because everything I'm looking at is a flow. Maybe I should just be like nature. I had a revelation on Maui looking at nature. And so when I describe my own music, I say, I want to be like wind going through tree leaves. I want to be the wind.
That is so beautiful. Yes, that's exactly right. Just flow with the energies.
Many of your songs are kind of modal, a strong vocal presence, Eastern influences, rich percussion. Are you playing most of the tracks yourself and singing all yourself, or do you bring in session players?
I have brought in session players, certainly for, I think there was a song I did called India, and I had a sitar player for that. He's really good. And then for more intricate keyboard stuff, sometimes David Arkenstone helps out as well. We still do a lot of music together, which is wonderful. We have a new project. We have about 4 albums in the works that we're doing together right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What do you hope your listeners take away from your journey and from your music?
Oh, everything to empower everybody that they can create an incredible life. We never have to compete or feel jealous of other people because in the long run, it's really our own selves that we compete with in the long run. And it's just about empowering everybody that, hey, if I can do this, you sure can, because I'm just a goofy kid from a ranch. But part of being in the flow, that gives the energy and the confidence because you're connected to something, that higher power. And here we are, everything seems so divided, but we are just this one energy, and we can feed off of each other all that positive and then create more positive. I see a world where people put their hands out from foreign countries and just say, hey, brother, let's do this together. I see that so strongly. I think the world is maybe going to come around to that eventually, but it's going through its growing pains right now. But
I agree with you.
empowerment for each person, I think, is very important.
My guru used to say that as well. We compete with ourselves. We don't compete with others. Each person is supposed to develop their own divine potential and realize the divine within and express it without and share something good.
Yeah, that's beautifully said
Yeah,
because that power inside, that's part of all of us because we're one energy, and that's a concept that's certainly getting around the world and has been. But I think people are holding it in their heart more, which I certainly hope.
beautiful. And you've recorded as various identities, Anima,
Yes,
Ear-
Anima.
Earth Tribe,
Yes.
Adventure Cargo.
Yes.
Tell me about Anima and the whole Celtic alter ego and how that came about.
Enaid is the Celtic alias or alter ego I use, which means old soul in Old Celtic, which is also my name reversed.
Oh my God.
So it had to be Enaid. So I think I did around 14 Celtic albums, maybe 7 Anima as a Native American. And Anima comes from the Animas River in Durango. And
Wow.
that's where the name came from for that. And then I have been to all the national parks and hiked all over the Southwest. And of course, written, oh gosh, I remember we did a concert at the Grand Canyon, and it was pretty great to meet and greet the people running the Grand Canyon. And back in the day when CDs were selling, I had CDs in every national park. In the Grand Canyon, they were selling like crazy.
Wow. Now, do
Uh,
these personas allow you to go deeper and deeper into these different emotional and musical landscapes? Is that the idea?
it's pretty fun, but I don't use them so much anymore. It's just me, just being transparent that I'm the one behind all that stuff.
Got it. Tell me about your early work with David. What was it like building a musical vision together?
It was really fun. For me, he's really great to work with. He's easygoing, and it just have a lot of fun and silly jokes while we're working, which makes it so much easier. He's really brilliant with everything. I'll think I'm doing something really amazing on some instrument, and he comes in and just shows me up. But it's really fun. He'll play something, and then I'll take it to another level, or I'll play something, he takes it to another level, which is great.
Do you actually write things out?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
you
it's
do
pretty,
that when you create your own music or it just flows?
it flows and then I write it down, or I'm writing it down as it's coming
Flows.
to me. I have I have a huge stack of books filled with music. I think I have a few thousand that I've written. I have so many I'd like to record, so many, many, many more. And I've been so busy because now the music world is different. There's a lot of metadata and a lot of computer work to get that all straightened out.
Yeah. Tell me
Like,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I spend a couple of hours every day working on music. You have 600 plus songs already released, right? Or more.
Yes, that sounds about right. I know I have around 65 albums,
So
something.
just imagine registering all that and
It took almost a year with MLC, and
oh
it
yeah.
was a lot. I had to get a team to come help.
Oh my
There's
God.
a lot of stuff.
So tell me about this new song you did, Starlight on Fallen Snow. It's sort of a
Yeah,
holiday theme song.
it's a very snowy Christmas or holiday cozy thing. I had this vision of snow because when I lived in Colorado, there was a lot of snow there. I remember I'd go out at night and the snow would sparkle if it was a clear night. And that's how I got the name Starlight on Fallen Snow.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. Let's jump into your legacy. You have over 240,000 monthly Spotify listeners and millions more listening around the world. You've sold over 2 million records.
Well, that was last count like 10 years ago. It could be more, 12
Could
years.
be more. As so many people are enjoying your music and being healed by your music, do you feel any kind of healing vibes coming back to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's
That
really
really completes
beautiful.
the circle.
Oh my gosh, I have the most incredible emails from folks that listen to the music, and it literally makes me cry. Like, you saved my life, or I lost this and you helped me back from the dark, and really incredible stuff. It validates doing this. It makes me think that I wanted to be a runner. The universe had other ideas for me and had to stop me from doing that and to go to the music.
In a way, that situation caused you to move into the music. Sometimes the divine gives us experiences that direct us.
So true. So true.
Life's a story, and you certainly have a beautiful story. And God bless you that you're here to
Oh,
continue sharing.
Shambhu, thank you. God bless you for the same that you're here sharing too, because your music does uplift this world. It helps negate some of that dark stuff. So thank you for
Yeah,
doing that. And
thank you.
and I,
No, I was saying thank you.
oh, of course.
If we kind of put you historically, Will Ackerman and Wyndham Hill were really prominent in the mid 70s to 80s, and you came with this whole new wave of music around the 90s. Is that right?
It
Yeah.
started in the 90s.
Yeah, you and David, and really helped to continue to define the new age genre and really expand it.
We spent a lot of time writing a lot of stuff. Yeah, we did. And now I'm expanding it further through writing these books.
Tell me about that. We'll jump into that. You've done 7 children's books.
I've done 7 books. One's a poetry book for older folks, older than young children. But I do have the 7th book that's finished. I just have to get it illustrated. I write for young children because I was also a music teacher for about 20 years and just love the kids, love the kids. I taught at private schools and I would teach private lessons, and then I would teach at the rec center for downtown in Colorado or Los Angeles and things like that. And I remember the kids would come to me, and a lot of times I would be like their counselor, and they would say this happened at school or this. And I thought, I'm just going to write these little books about good things and positive thoughts for kids.
How
And so,
does storytelling in books compare with storytelling in music?
oh, for me, it's very similar. I have something beautiful and kind and uplifting because that's all the energy I care to have in me and in my life are those things. Even if there's something negative around, I'll always say beautiful words, peace, prosperity, love, communion, just to help uplift things. But the books have been really phenomenal. I work with this incredible illustrator, Anya, and we'll talk about the direction of the book. And this last book, The Robe of Rainbow Feathers, which has just come out, I found a director and we did an animation. It took us a year to animate. We didn't use AI on this, and submitted it to music festivals around the world. And the thing is winning. It's won. It's been outstanding story, outstanding film. And it's just simple animation that we did with this story. And then we did a string quartet. And
Did you write that, the string quartet?
no, um, I backed off from that. I could have written it, of course. I don't know how good it would have been, but I backed off because I wanted to give young artists an opportunity. And so he's a young artist and he did the score for it, which is really lovely.
That's
And
wonderful.
one of the film festivals wants us to perform, we'll show the film and then have a string quartet perform live. And I narrate during the film, so I'll narrate. So that may be happening next year for the film festival. But for it to win, I remember submitting it and thinking, well, even if they just listen to it or watch the film and or if I don't get a rejection, but to go on to win was really validating and wonderful.
It's out now to maybe a dozen festivals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been in a few dozen and it's over in Ireland and Paris and Vienna, and it's pretty
Amazing.
great. Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. Let's dive into this album, Dive Into Me.
Oh, okay.
Tell me, what does the title mean? Dive Into Me.
It's just a very passionate title. It can be what you think it is, but it's just diving into love. However you want that love to be, a divine love, a passionate love. And for me, it's a little of both. And that's how I wrote that one.
Yeah, I love it. The title song opens with a vocal and a guitar accompaniment. It sounds like you recorded and created it live
I did.
in the
Only
living
song,
room or something.
that's the only song that was completely raw. And I really
Yeah,
debated because it was actually recorded it on the laptop. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go record this in the studio and arrange it, orchestrate it, do the whole thing. And I thought, let's just see what a really raw song, just in the computer, no nothing, no editing, no EQ, nothing. And I put it out there as like really brave, and I didn't get any hate mail, I'll just say, but it
you know,
was really raw.
I love the words. I'm going to read some of it. I went into the ocean of oneness and I found you. Years of blindness, now you're my color blue. Release your imprisoned splendor and dive into me.
Thank you.
So beautiful. And then in the song Rising, you talk about being able to touch the sky. What is the sky to you?
Oh, the sky is our unlimited power. It's how powerful we are. We did a little video on that. And I had this lovely girl from India that did the movements and the dance, just the power. And it's to bring in the feminine energy to help balance this planet right now. And that's what it is, rising. It's the rising of the feminine, healing, nurturing energy.
Lovely. And in Fly Into the Wind, you talk about spreading your wings. My guru talked about the soul bird flying. He used to doodle millions of birds. He said they'll all come to life sometime in a future life. But um,
I love that.
what are you expressing about spreading your wings? And you talk of humanity, quote, instead of giving love, we make another scar.
Yes, that song was about just sad things I have been through and sad things I had seen. And when people try to, if their ego gets in the way, instead of being there in unconditional love, and everybody's trying to validate their reason for being, you really do scar someone by unkind words. And that's what that's about. And that seems to be all around the world. And so it's just spread your wings and just know that you're a beautiful spirit and you can fly above all of that.
Beautiful. And then you recite the poem, Darling One. Darling One, when there is no other way and all has slipped from life but the darkness, hold on to hope. There you will find your light, your strength, your soul. Hold it in your heart, for nothing can take it from you. If you are broken, you can mend. Something beautiful grows inside, and you will know you are not alone and never unloved. So beautiful.
Bless you for finding that. That poem is called Hold On to Hope. And I have a song from the Healing Heart album called Hold On to Hope. I love writing poetry, just absolutely love it.
You're so prolific. It's unbelievable.
You are so sweet. It's just put your antenna up and things come in, you pick stuff up. I don't know how clever I am. I thank the universe and nature, truly.
Do you have your studio in your home or you have a studio somewhere? Where do you record?
No, I can record here, certainly. Yes. Good old Pro Tools.
So you basically just sit down, pick up an instrument, start playing, start recording. Do you often just pick up the instrument and create, or like you said, sometimes you got music paper or you get an idea on the keyboard and you write it down and then how do you decide how to develop a song?
If there's a song, I feel it in the solar plexus. Like when you're a little kid at the holidays or it's your birthday and you're about to get amazing presents and you have that feeling in your solar plexus, that song is in there and it does it to me, and a poem, and I feel it and I'll say, oh my God, I need to write this down. There's something coming out. And Robe a Rainbow Feathers was like that. And most of my songs and poems are like that. I just feel it. And then it comes out and I just write it all down. Or I'll get guitar or piano or flute or something. I write really fast. Stuff comes out super fast. And then it's done. Then I record it. Except for
Amazing.
Diamond and Me, I didn't re-record that, but
Is it your latest single, Ocean Serenade, from
yes,
an upcoming album called Hotel Del Mar? It's a
yes.
pop album. Tell me what that is.
Have to do something different, always going beyond the borders. Just let's see what I can do. This is definitely a pop album. It has lyrics. I have songs. There's singing in the whole thing, every single song, because there's just so many rough things in life that we see on the news. So this is more of a relaxing, love, passion, sexy type thing. Just completely opposite of a lot of stuff I've done. It's really fun.
How will you promote that to break it out into a more mainstream marketplace?
That's what we're doing right now. We're working on that. And I've
Yeah,
got,
you have a team.
I do have a team, and we're starting a whole different website for that. And I'm getting the record company website, getting that back up, because I've always just kept everything under DianeArkenstone.com. So we're doing all of that, and I'm getting a lot of help with Sony Orchard, and we have a lot of meetings, and so there's some really good things going on.
Big time. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anything I've missed that you'd like to share or talk about? I think we covered a lot.
Growing up on a ranch, we had a lot of habitat for animals. So of course I have an incredible love for animals, the animals, birds and everything. And we were kind of a way station for injured animals, injured and orphaned animals. And we had a house full of them. We had deer and eagles and hawks and owls, alligator, African lion, bobcat, ferret, raccoon, sheep. We grew up big house out on a ranch, and it was wild. It was wild and wonderful.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm so grateful to you for spending time with me. I wanted to thank Diane Arkenstone for joining me today. And you can learn more about Diane and her music at DianeArkenstone.com. And I'll add that link to the podcast description. And if this episode moved you, please like, follow, share Shambhu Sessions wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Shambhu, and until next time, stay open, stay inspired, and keep listening.
Lots of love.
Lots of love. We did it.
Yay! That was so fun.